Welcome to the Roundtable, episode 47, where you can count on us to be here for you every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have new topics for you guys. We're going to engage with you guys in the comments. We have our co-hosts. We have a guest co-host, and we're going to dive right into it. We've already got some of our most favorite people in the house. Let's see. Carlos, what's good? Fearmade Tube. All right. The GOAT, good to see you. Gilbert, that's right. What? House of Tattoos? Okay, I see you. Oh, my beautiful amiga. There we go. Mrs. Chicano too, right there. 408 San Ho, checking in. Respects from San Ho. There we go. Off to a good start already. So let's dive into these topics with our co-host. One moment. We have the beautiful Denise Castillo.
Hi, guys. Hi, sis.
Hey, sis, how are you? Looking good as always.
Good, thank you.
As always, loving it. Okay, let's bring in House of Tattoos. There we
Hello,
go.
ladies. How you doing, Jan? How you doing, Denise?
Doing good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Glad to be here with you guys.
Hey, same here. Glad to be here.
That's right.
Every Tuesday.
Welcome. Every Tuesday. Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere else.
That's right. Be here or be square.
That's right. And tonight we are blessed with a guest co-host, Mr. Fred himself from Two-Face Entertainment. Let's bring him on in.
Nice.
Hey guys.
How are you, Fred?
Hello. Hey guys. Good to see you, everybody.
Good to see
How's
you.
everybody doing?
Good.
Doing good. Glad you could make it.
Thank you. Yes.
For coming on. We're just
Fred, nice to meet you. I'm House of
nice
Tattoos.
to meet you, my brother. Good to meet you as well. Hey, Denise.
Hi.
Good to meet everybody.
Right. How rude of me. I didn't even say. I just assumed you guys had met, but yeah.
No, I never met him.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm always in the chat. I'm always in the chat when you guys are in there. So.
Yeah.
So you brought the round guy to the round table.
That's right.
So Fred,
the right guy for the round table. Huh?
My area. So he's in the 831. There we go.
Yeah. So I'm from out here.
Let me turn on.
831.
That's right. So let's kick into it. All right, Denise, you normally have a pretty exciting week. Let's see. What did you do this last week?
Not this time. It rained. Okay. So the rain kind of put a damper on plans. And I just hung out at home on Saturday, kind of cleaned up the house. And then on Sunday, we did go out in the rain, but we just went into the mall. So, that kept us dry and getting ready for a house party, buying some clothes and getting G'd up.
Bring out the plancha, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. Gotta do that. Then strange days. There we go. Okay, well, that sounds like a good week. Prepping and house. Let's see. I know you've got to be a busy man right about now.
Well, yeah, phone calls. My daughter took me out to eat. We went out to eat last weekend. Go to church. Do the feeding the homeless. Still the same stuff. Spending time with my grandkids. What's important in life. And doing that stuff. And that's about it. Just busy though. You want to hear something?
Yes.
A wind came by here. And it was a whirlwind, but it was pretty big because I heard this loud noise and then the dog started barking. And I looked out my front window and things were hitting my window, big boxes and everything, cardboard boxes. So I went outside and I looked and it was still windy. Then it passed. So when it passed, it was so high, it actually bent my fence on the right side on the left side of the house.
Oh no.
I had to fix it. I had a big planter that's heavy. It's about like 60 pounds, maybe a little bit more. It picked it up and moved it over, Then my trash cans ended in the next door neighbor's yard and way over there, And so I was tripping out and my cushions were in the air and I was watching them way up in the air like this, just Bye.
Was that
Yeah.
Wow.
wow?
It was pretty big. I mean, to pick up all that stuff, and it was pretty bad, And I was just looking at it, me and the neighbor. I said, "Man, look there goes my cushions."
Did you get them back?
Well, no, you know how high they were, Jen? They were way up there. I mean, like
Really?
high. Yeah. I mean, it was a big one. You could see all kind of debris just going around like this, and then I see them just going like that, and I'm like, I only have one left now. Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, it was a trip, man, and that just came through like that, and it was gone.
Wow.
Dang, well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I don't know where the echo's coming from, but we got an echo somewhere. If everyone could just check their windows and devices.
Yeah, mine. Check mute. Mute me and see. I don't think it's
Yeah,
muted.
you gotta do that. I think.
Let me
So we
see.
could-
Okay, let's
I'm
see.
seeing another.
Hear anything? I think it might have been you, House. I don't hear it now.
Okay, let me see.
Try it.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Testing. It didn't do that right now. That's
Testing 1 2 1 2. No,
Now, I think
it's
everyone
good.
good. Okay, let's just go with it. Okay, cool.
Right.
All right, Fred. What did you do this last week? Tell us all about it.
This last week, you know what? I've got some personal things going on. I've been pretty busy with a lot of stuff running around all over the place. But yeah, pretty much just stayed busy running around, taking care of things, trying to, just trying to stay on top of things. That's really it. Really, I can't really speak on it, to be honest.
Yes.
Though this situation, during the weekend, I pretty much stayed home due to the weather.
Yeah.
And I had plans to go somewhere, but it was like, no, we're gonna stay home. It just got bad, so
Right.
stay home where it's safe. My son stayed home as well, so it was good. It was good. So pretty much that's it.
That's good.
Right. I know it got crazy here, you guys. It definitely it was pouring. It was raining right here in Salinas, 831. There was a video going around. I don't know if you saw it, Fred, like on some of our local Instagram pages. They're on North Main under the bridge.
Oh yeah, it flooded. It flooded right there in the bottom. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
it's just.
I feel you. I was just at home doing the same thing, just staying, in the house and just trying to stay dry and warm. And really, I was kind of like enjoying it because the kids are officially on Easter break now. So I'm like, okay, cool. We can stay up and watch movies. I was baking, doing my mom thing. And yeah, it feels good so far. So we got another week of no waking up early.
I don't miss those days at all.
Right?
Yeah, I never played so much Fortnite since my grandkids been off school, right? They say, Grandpa, can you play Fortnite? It's all right, let's do it.
Yes. Fortnite. Oh my gosh. That's the game for real. So let's jump right into our stories, guys. I don't know exactly the details, but what is up with this bridge and boat situation? Or not a boat, it's a ship, right? I've got a small
cargo ship. Yeah.
Cargo ship. Let me play this little clip and then let's kind of talk about what happened, and maybe you can fill us in on a little bit of what people are saying about it. Let me find this clip here that we are using for commentary purposes only. Just a moment.
Breaking news, the Francis Scott Key Bridge has completely collapsed after being struck by a ship. Authorities say a 948-foot Singaporean flagged container ship hit the bridge just before 1:30 a.m. This information was provided by the U.S. Coast Guard's 5th District. The 1.6-mile 4-lane bridge is an essential link for the highway that extends over the river. Video of the collision shows the towering boat headed directly toward one of the bridge's support columns before colliding with it. The entire bridge collapsed in a matter of mere seconds. In addition, that impact immediately triggered the collapse of the adjacent portions of the bridge. In the videos collected, you can also see that the part of the bridge collapsed on the front of the boat, turning everything dark. Dark, heavy smoke then.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was crazy. What I've been hearing about it is, it's something that Good thing it happened in the early morning, 1:30 in the morning, because there was not too much traffic. Because from what I'm hearing, there's so many vehicles, 30 something thousand, or a lot of people that go through that area during the day. So that's the good thing. What else I heard? What else did I hear? I heard they anchored. They gave them warning. They called it in. They're losing power and this and that. So they gave them warning. A couple minutes. They dropped the anchor, but I guess by the time they dropped the anchor, they're still moving. And it's sad that it went that course to the right. But what I was reading, what I was listening to is that normally, because it was departing from here to Sri Lanka. So when it's going through there, the tugboats normally guide it. But then when they go through the area of the bridge, they kind of like let it go on its own and then I guess continue after or what, I'm not sure. But at that time, they're not liable. They're not expected to take them through the bridge. I don't know why. I think that would be an important thing. But then again, who knows, because of the clearance, maybe, who knows. But anyways, yeah. So when it came in contact, it fell just like dominoes, man. I mean, but then again, the construction of that was so old that you figure if it takes down one of those areas, everything else should be stable when you design the bridge. You know what I'm saying?
Like the beams?
Because it's way back in the days that that's why it just fell apart all over. But it's going to affect the economy. They're saying over here worldwide. So it's not going to be an easy fix, and the government's going to pay for it. Joe Biden got on, said they're going to pay for it all because right now it's important to keep that lane open. Because a lot of stuff comes through there.
So that's a really important area, right?
They're still investigating. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it is crazy, right? It seems like it's unfortunate no matter how you look at it, especially because I believe they're still looking for human lives that have not been accounted for. And I did hear some of the audio, but it just seemed a little too graphic to explain, it's about to hit and there's people on the bridge as well as, in that ship. So prayers for those people and their family.
Yes. They were saying within 2 minutes warning, the police had to stop the traffic and do what they had to do. So they still had some people that were in the middle. If you've seen some of those lights flashing, so there could have been some people in the car or they took off and left their car there. Maybe, I don't know, but it's sad, but prayers for the family. Definitely.
Right. We've got some of our favorite conspiracy theorists buffs in the chat here. Dave, Black Swan event possibly, or who knows? Maybe this was something planned. A lot of people are saying many different things about it. What do you think, Fred? Anything come to mind when you see that?
You know what, guys? I've been so busy, I wasn't even aware of this, to be honest with you. So I'm not even going to try to front like I knew what was going on. But that is a sad tragedy that happened, to be honest with you. So that's all I'll say, man. It's
right.
Yeah.
Same here. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. Prayers. Hey, eVision. Prayers.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier that Marjorie Taylor started saying it was kind of trying to be political about it. It was a TA, which is what that TA, right? Not the other thing, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways. And so they said, she was saying that, and it's making it political, and because of they're trying every avenue they can to make Biden look bad. But then again, you know what they should do? I mean, who was the driver? Who's he related to? Do the full investigation if they feel there's a conspiracy or whatever. But so far, nobody's saying anything like that. It's not coming out on the news like that. Nothing other than the Republicans, coming up with that.
Yeah, I had read in another article about it that somehow like that ship lost all power, and that's what made it, inoperable.
And by the time to get the anchor down and all that takes some time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to stop it immediately. They don't have, it's going
No.
to still float,
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
Joe,
weight.
Hey, and who's to say the anchor could have been on the right side and it veered over to the right once they dropped the anchor, you
Yeah.
know? So that was something to consider.
right?
And they did have electricity though, just right before they
That's
came in contact with in some parts of the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Joe, good
Wow.
point. I mean, a lot of times they do check for this. We're not implying this. We're speaking from a non-professional point of view. We're
Yes.
talking,
Yeah.
Opinions, conspiracies, what ifs, and like Joe
Allegedly
said,
and all the other words.
what if
That's Stranger Days.
what if the guy was drunk? I'm sure they'll test him and see, make sure nobody was under the influence or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's going to take time to rebuild that, man, but they're going to get on it, And I'm
Yeah.
sure now these days, I mean, we're able to construct section of the bridges, crane it out there, and bam, set it in,
Mhm.
But I know they're gonna
It's Fred.
do it. It's not gonna saludos everybody. Yeah.
Yes, everyone. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, prayers to everyone, but it does make your conspiracy thoughts kind of go up, and then those people that just feel like it was a coincidence, it's unfortunate no matter how you look at it. So we will kind of follow along and see how that goes, and like I said, prayers, from all of us to
Out
the
to the
people who are
for the
affected.
family.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Hey, G. Lou. Good evening, everyone. Much love to the panel and chat. East and Minds. Good to see you. Thank you for tapping in. That's right. Okay. Liz Ramirez, welcome. Let's see. I know everybody's been hearing about this next topic, and that's something specifically I wanted your input on as well, Fred. This is kind of, well, it's not kind of, it's very viral, this situation that's going around, and we'll be careful with some of our language we use because we're sensitive to it. But this whole situation with P. Diddy's homes being raided by the government, by the feds, and what exactly are they looking for? I mean, I feel like they've been watching him and watching what's been going on with him for a while. But what is your take on it, Fred?
Well, you know what? First and foremost, if the Homeland Security or the feds, as people would say in the street, right? Let's be honest. If they raid your home, they're not just gonna raid it because they already have a case. They're looking for stuff. From what I've read since last night, and this is really fairly new, what happened was they're looking for video because he did have video in the house. They're looking to see if maybe people in his home were intoxicated and he took advantage of and illegally recording and stuff. They're trying to just find a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. It's a trickle effect. You know what I mean? It's a trickle effect that goes into I mean, I don't want to drift off from what's going on right now, but there is more to them than all this, than the trafficking. There's also there might be conspiracy to murder. I mean, there's things in the mix that we'll later on we'll get into. But he's had a lot of issues with a lot of the artists. A lot of artists have been coming forward. Excuse me, have been coming forward, and as far as them ripping him off. If those of you that know, even back in the day when he was with J-Lo, he had one of his artists take the fall for him, and that artist ended up doing like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then he got deported back to Haiti or wherever he was from, right? Everything's just kind of coming forward now that he's gotten away with it, And I'll let everybody else speak first, and then I'll give you my other opinion about what's happening with that.
Okay.
So,
well, I feel like that's true. Well, you said basically, I mean, if the feds came in on you like that, and specifically they hit all of his properties in sequence at the very same time, therefore not giving him a heads up as to, okay, we're going to hit his place in Florida first, or Hollywood or whatever. they didn't want him to know they were coming, right? So they
No, yeah.
were everywhere at once.
Right.
Yeah.
And they showed up in force. So they
Yeah.
were not playing any games. I feel like this has been something that's been going on for a really long time, and they're looking into things. You know, I think we touched on it briefly, you know, what was it, a few months ago or a couple of months ago when Cassie filed her lawsuit against him, his ex,
Yes.
for the SA and different abuses that she had claimed. And it was literally no more than 48 hours. I think it was one day even
Yeah.
that I allegedly had filed like a $30 million civil suit. And I don't have, you know, on paper in front of me, but some reports that I saw said that within one day he paid her out like 100 million.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cash her out and close
Yeah.
it. Now, to me, if I'm only asking you for 30 million, and I say only because, like, yeah, right, it's a lot of money, and you give me 100 million, you want me to go away and be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, automatic. And why
Yeah.
pay her so fast? You know, within a couple of hours, it's like, it's just, yeah. And you know, and the other thing too that's been going around, floating around the net, is that he's on the run and he's trying to go to, what is it, Cape Verde or something like that. But they came to find out that that he wasn't that he wasn't on the run. He wasn't even unaware. I think he was at an airport with his children or something, with his other children and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
And I mean, it goes. If you want me to get into the whole other side of it, I mean, we can.
we'll-
If not, I'll
we'll
let
get
House
into
and
that.
Denise.
Yeah, we'll get into that next. So let's
Okay.
see, Denise, what is your thoughts on all of this?
You know, I saw that, and they detained his son. I guess right here in Hollywood, they detained his son. They didn't arrest him. They put him in handcuffs and detained him. And also his daughter. I guess his daughter lived in one of the houses that she owned partially with. What is it? What is that record that he's involved in?
Bad Boy
Bad Boy
Entertainment?
Entertainment, I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bad Boy.
Is it Bad Boy Entertainment or something?
Yeah,
or no?
Bad Boy.
So
Yeah,
they
Bad Boy Entertainment.
jointly own the house right here in Hollywood, and they just scooped them all up and put them to the side, and you see them go in there with guns drawn. I was like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah,
And then they had the story about Diddy, Diddy be missing, like he was gone.
Yeah,
Like
like
people were
he was
like,
on the
where
run.
is he?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only thing that aside from what Fred said.
Mhm.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
What you guys shared. So
Right. House, what are what are
Yeah,
your thoughts?
from what I seen and what I hear is like he didn't know they hit both places at the same time, but he was at the airport. They had video. I seen video of him at the airport pacing up and back like he was, man, damn, look what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was watching a lot of stuff about him because you put the topic up and I started watching stuff about him, and one right after another, allegations were coming up right after the first one hit.
Yeah.
He was denying it because of money, because they're in it for the money and this and that. But you know what? When I seen some videos of people partying at his house and he's there and everybody else is there, and there's these girls doing some dirty stuff there and then this and that, so you would assume some stuff is going down. Not only that, people that have money, it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
I watched the thing on what's that? Cat Williams.
Oh yeah.
Said in 2004, 2024, it's going to come to a stop. It's going to, because he started saying his truth and all this other stuff, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, involving other people, other names, stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the lifestyle, I could not believe it because I'm like Bad Boy Entertainment, and then his lifestyle.
Yes.
I'm like, that is like what
Yeah,
but it's
Cat
about
Williams.
money and the enemy, serving the enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, that
No,
interview
definitely.
in particular on Club Shay Shay, Cat Williams did.
Yeah,
went
that's the one.
super
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fred, I know you spoke of this being even deeper than just the obvious of having these freak off parties and things that P. Diddy's known for. And I think I know where you're kind of headed with this, but what
Mhm.
let us all know what you're thinking and what do you
Oh,
mean by that?
okay. Well, first and foremost, I will confess to something. I I believe it was 2000, 2001. I actually got to speak to him one time over the phone, so he didn't touch me. Anyways, yeah, no, I got to speak to him one time because I got to you know, I got into the whole music thing and I found the phone numbers and stuff, and I did call. I would, you know, that's beside the point. I talked to
Okay.
him for a little bit, and that was it. You know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, it wasn't it was a straight business call. It wasn't a starstruck or anything like that. It was just, it is what it is.
Right.
But going back to everything else, he he if most of you know, like some people more of age too as well, they know of LB Sure. You know,
Yeah.
the singer LB Sure. He was married to Kim Porter, has a son with Kim Porter.
Mhm.
Kim Porter left him for Diddy, you know, and then Diddy turned LB Sure's son against LB Sure.
Right.
And the story goes that um, Kim Porter wanted out from P Diddy. She felt she was being drugged or some to that effect. I forget. I'm paraphrasing in the sense, and I shouldn't be speaking like that. But
Right. We're
she just
speaking
basically,
allegedly. Yeah.
yeah, she wanted allegedly. Well, she wanted out, and LB Sure offered to help.
Mhm.
Um, in the midst of that, LB Sure suffered a stroke.
Hmm.
In the midst of LB Sure recovering from the stroke, Kim Porter passed away. Right.
Mhm.
So, and she had, I think, twins from Diddy or whatnot.
She
Okay.
had twin girls with
Yeah.
him. Yes. Mhm.
Wow.
Okay. And then suddenly she passes away. LB Sure's in the hospital recovering from a stroke or whatever it was that he got. Um, he's to this day, and I'm not speaking for the man. You know, he blames Diddy for that situation. If you think back to where Diddy was he was a an intern at Uptown Records back in the day,
Mhm.
way before Bad Boy. And
Mhm.
then one of the people at Uptown Records, Andre Harrell, he helped them launch Bad Boy Entertainment. You know,
Okay.
but then Andre Harrell later on was writing a book, a tell-all book about Diddy, and suddenly he dropped. You know, and you know he passed.
Wow.
Um,
Mm.
Heavy D, from Heavy D and the Boys,
Yeah.
he supposedly passed from walking pneumonia. You know, and he was writing a tell-all book about Diddy. And not to mention, even closer now to this time, Jamie Foxx was exposing Diddy, and then all of a sudden he got sick. So there's a lot more to it that's going on that I think it's and this is not just me saying it. This is what's out there, and people are
Yeah.
are looking into it. He's into a lot more stuff, and like like House mentioned too. I think we've all mentioned it. I think when people have large amounts of money, they feel invincible and they
Yeah.
cannot be touched. And you kind of buy your way out of a situation, and the money speaks. But I will say this, as I said on my own podcast, as far as the trafficking, uh, I believe that the bodyguards and the security and whatnot, all that stuff, if they knew what was going on, they're just as guilty as him.
Oh yeah.
They should have reported that.
Yeah.
There should have been a report. I mean, I think that and again, like I said on my stuff, it's more like I think they should protect the artist or whatever. If you're the bodyguard or whatever, you are to protect them from anything.
Right.
Mhm.
From him getting in trouble, him or her getting in trouble. Um, your job is to take care of them so they don't step out of line.
Right.
Excuse me. It's not about, oh, I'm going to protect them so nobody hurts him. Well, you also got to protect that he doesn't hurt anybody else or hurt himself.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
they're
liability.
just as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot
So
of sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
you know what? You a lot of people that get into the music industry, you got to be careful who you sign up with. Not just that,
yeah.
because you know what? They could take you down the wrong path.
Oh
And I
no,
was
yeah.
watching a video with P Diddy and somebody else talking, and they were talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Wait, like that. You know,
Mhm.
and,
That-
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
all that involved in,
Stuff,
people
yeah.
and stuff, you know, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful, man, because you know what? The enemy will take your soul, man, and say, "Hey, okay, come on this way," and then they're going to own you, and then they're going to use you and abuse you because they have all that money, you see, and they think power. And if you look in this world now these days, all that's going around, and a lot of people are, it's coming up, and people are getting caught for what they've done, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
It's almighty
different
dollar, man.
Yeah, and like Fred said, you know, he's been involved with all these people that just disappeared all of a sudden, right? I mean, I don't believe in karma, but I'm just saying that, you know, God does see the dirt, the ugly, and
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that's where he's headed right now. You know, he's gonna be right there with what's his name?
R. Kelly.
Oh, Art Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Or that's what should night from the team cell.
Huh. I don't think he wants that, right?
Hey,
And
you know,
my
there's
thing is, you know, when I heard about other stars that I never would have thought that went and flipped man on man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Listen, there's interviews, and I mean,
It's
those of
crazy.
you that have heard of, a lot of us probably know who this is, Vlad TV. He's
Oh, yeah.
well known for interviewing people in the industry of all types, music industry and everything else. And he, in fact, he had the interview that actually allegedly they say solved Tupac's murder, right? Like he interviewed what it was at KPD that ended up speaking a little too much, and an arrest came shortly after that. And there's a lot of people that he interviewed, even former security of Diddy and things like that, who spoke on the allegations of abuse that they saw between him and allegedly again Kim Porter or his ex Nisa and different ones, you know, Cassie, and spoke of interfering and stopping an incident where he was doing something to Cassie. So there are people that are starting to come forward and maybe feeling like, you know how sometimes when you rip that first Band-Aid off, it kind of opens the floodgates for people to come forward and be like, yeah, you know what? That was true, or I did see that, and she's not lying, or he's not lying. And there's a bodyguard that said, yeah, there were some freaky things going on in Diddy's spot, and it was not just women, but there was men involved as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, yeah, definitely. I think when you mentioned about DJ Vlad, I did, and I'm not trying to defend the guy. You know, I mean, I've never met the man, but he did mention that he really didn't solve the case. I mean, that's when people really got into it.
Yeah.
But PPD had written a book where he pretty much confessed to everything after already talking to detectives. So when DJ Vlad interviewed him, he just basically went off whatever the book said.
Right.
So it wasn't really like, you know, it wasn't really Vlad that kind of, you know, I know he gets a bad rap for it, and you know, people are gonna probably, you know, hate me for that. But I'm speaking on what was said. You know? Yeah. And then on top of that too, there's also that other conspiracy where or allegedly P. Diddy did hand another New York kingpin $1 million check to give to KPD for the hit on Tupac Shakur that KPD was never paid from. You know, so there's no way to track the check.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like Denise said too. It's karma. You know, okay, you got away with that, but guess what? Now all this other stuff is coming forward. You know, so
Yeah,
I mean,
eventually it would come back back. You know, and
definitely,
especially if you continue, and I don't think they ever stop. And you know what I'm saying. And when they had the people go and raid his house, they're looking for all those computers and stuff like that, because stuff in there, they had to hit him at the right time, you know, because if they didn't, what's going to happen? They're going to delete stuff, throw stuff away or whatever, you know. So, you know, things are going to pop up, you know, because you wouldn't believe what the government, the tools the government has now to track a lot of stuff, you know.
Well, there's cameras everywhere.
Not just cameras. I mean, they could tell where you're making a call from by a ping, you know. Oh, it's coming from over there. It came from that tower and this and that. So
they bring up your
ways of doing
messages.
that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no,
nothing
yeah.
is private. Nothing is truly private. And even if you think something can be deleted, the feds can bring it back up.
Oh,
So
no, yeah.
rest
Yeah.
assured. Yeah.
You guys, let
No,
me tell you this. Let me tell you this real quick. My daughter and I text Jen because I was like, what the heck? So my daughter, I didn't know she was doing this. Okay, my phone kept ringing. It was a caller, unknown caller, and I don't answer those calls. But this one ring and ring like I'm serious, like 20 times, and I'm like, who the heck? So maybe it's something like somebody's heard or something. One of my family, right?
Mhm.
So I answer it, and it tells me, hey, it goes, and I thought it was a real voice. So I'm like, what? So hey, I got your number from a YouTuber, and I just wanted to know if you and your husband would want to come on a podcast with me. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I hang up, So he calls back again, and my son-in-law answers, and I tell him you got the wrong number, Tell him
Yeah.
hang up on him.
Yeah. That's
So my daughter comes out laughing, right? She's laughing, and I'm like,
crazy.
and I text Jen at this time because I'm like, dude, I just got a weird ass call. And Jen's like flipping out, and I'm like, I don't know. Who could have gave my number? So, anyways, my daughter's laughing, and I'm like, what's so funny? And she was like, Mom, come here. And then she shows me something on the computer. It was AI.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what the
Wow.
Yeah.
what are you doing to me?
That'd
My
be
heart
scary.
went out of my
So
chest.
long story short, Denise's daughter pulled a fast one on her. So that was
Wow.
good because
The prank of the year right there.
Right?
Oh, she pranks me all the time. She texts me the other day, and I'm driving, right? And she's like, FaceTime me. I go, what? She goes, look it. And she shows me all these little black dots and stuff. And I'm like, what is that? She goes, my pup has fleas. And I'm like, what? That many? And then I'm like, damn. And she goes, it's kiwi seeds, Mom. And I'm like, what are you doing,
Wow.
dude?
oh my
Seriously,
Man.
making me a heart attack, right? I'm gonna get her.
That's funny.
I'm gonna get her.
That's crazy.
Hey, you'd be surprised what AI can do now, man. And it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
big,
definitely.
it's a big race amongst different countries right now, and even people within the same country for about AI.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's very dangerous on where we're going, man.
Yeah.
Scary, man. You could be accused of something that you didn't even say. It just
AI,
sounds
yeah,
like it came
right.
out,
Well, because AI
Yeah.
can produce a lot of stuff, and you ain't gonna
Very
know. It has the power to do that, and who's to say that all this campaigning stuff is putting it out there just because whatever,
Yeah.
or stuff just to cause a stir up, man. So
Yeah.
it was a trip, man. You got to be careful of that AI, man.
For sure.
No, yeah.
Hey,
I
Fred,
think
you watch a lot of movies,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on like when they remake a movie? Do you like
Oh, when
that,
they
or
re-
depends, or what?
you know what? There's been a couple of good ones, but there's some movies that shouldn't just be touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I one of my favorite remakes, and I believe this was it 2003 or something? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay.
The when they redid it, I thought that one was pretty good, but it had a lot of jump scares.
Yeah.
But if you look at the original, I think it's a lot more creepy than the remake. But it was a good remake. Uh, there's
Right.
some that are good. There's some that are just, there's some that are not. I'll be honest. I'm kind of fickle on that part.
Yeah.
But there are some that should be left alone, and they saying they want to remake them. There's two in particular that I think about that
Okay.
should not be touched, and it's Jaws and The Warriors. They need to leave those alone. They need to leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Those movies are classic within themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
agree with you on that.
It's just they still hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So let
really it.
me throw two at you, okay? Remember the Omega Man 1971
Oh yeah, and I Am Legend.
with what's the name?
Charlton Heston.
Yes. Okay. Charleston Heston. And then Will Smith. Will Smith did a remake. I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think? I'm gonna throw another one at you, but what do you think about that? Those. Did you like the original one, or did you like the Will Smith one?
You know what? Well, I'll tell you what. Even though I hate to admit it, yeah, I like the Will Smith one.
Okay.
You know, I like the
was
Will Smith one.
Charles Heston, because that I know we didn't have what we have today.
Yes.
With all the equipment that they have today, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the original.
I never seen
Yeah.
the first one, but I seen the second one with Will Smith. But Charlton Heston is a good actor, man. He's a real good actor.
Yeah, he played Moses on the Ten Commandments.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite ones right there, man. Hey,
Yeah.
Ben-Hur as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Appreciate you,
Yeah.
brother.
Mhm.
Okay, the second one is what's it called? Let me see. Roadhouse.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Roadhouse. I hated it. I watched the trailer and I
The
was
new
so
one?
disappointed. The new one, yes. So I watched
Okay.
the new one, the trailer, and I was like, no, I don't know the guy's name. I forgot his name.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal is in the remake. Yeah.
yep. So I was just like, no, dude, this is not it. He can't level up to Patrick Swayze, right?
Mhm.
Patrick Swayze was the shit.
Yeah.
It's like him, Denise.
My favorite scene in Roadhouse, the original Roadhouse, was like, "Where's the money?" He goes, "I can't give you the money because the way he say, I don't got no money," and he's
Yeah.
never mind.
But,
But
Hey, they're
you know what?
coming
In
out
the
with-
defense of that, I have not. I just rewatched the original the other night, but I have not seen the remake yet.
okay.
I already have it, but I haven't seen it. You know,
Okay.
so yeah, I'll watch it and see what. Yeah.
Hey, Fred, they're coming out with The Omen again, or is it Omen something?
Oh yeah, Omen, the first Omen or something. Yeah,
Yeah. And there's already two, isn't there?
that's the second remake. Yeah, or the second. Yeah, because they did a remake and I didn't like the remake because the remake was
Yeah.
shot for shot and word for word just a remake again. I think they do that because they want to hold on to the rights. So they just shot. You know, it's the same movie as the original, only with new actors in it.
Right.
And I think
That's what I'm saying.
the original.
That guy, yeah, he will never, level up to, like I said, to Patrick Swayze.
Oh no, well no. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, Jake Gyllenhaal. But I mean, as far as like the Omen stuff, I mean, I saw the first three, the first original three, and then there's a part 4 where there's a woman now,
Mhm.
and then they did the remake. That's again shot for shot as the original, and now they got this other one coming out. I just think it's overkill. But what I find funny,
Mhm.
not funny, what I find kind of disturbing, and I will say this part: why is it that those movies, why is it that Hollywood always brings them out around this time of the year? Around Easter Sunday and stuff like that. They always bring those movies out at this time of the year.
Wow.
You know,
I never even thought about that or noticed that.
I mean, I
What's
just
your
see it as
thought on that?
It's a spiritual warfare.
yeah. I mean, I think I respect anybody who, whether they believe or not, but I just think it's a subliminal, just like everything else, that it's an agenda. It's everything else that they're pushing out there to people. Just going back to what we're talking about, the whole P Diddy and the triangle with the with the eye, or the triangle with the eye in it, and all this stuff. It's a takeover. It's they're pushing that.
Yeah.
I believe that to be do I believe in that? You know what? I can't say I do and I can't say I don't. I mean, it's pretty much out there. If you look at people like for example, if you look at people like Ice Cube, for that matter, right? You look at people like Ice Cube. He's all of a sudden he's going against the grain because he doesn't belong to that elite group.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
you would think Ice Cube has a way bigger catalog, you know, in a sense,
Yeah.
and is a West Coast legend. But here's another thing too, though. If you think about it, was it P Diddy, I believe, or let's just say this one, DJ Khaled, right?
Mhm.
It's with he's with P Diddy and Jay-Z and all them. You know, he's part of that group.
Mhm.
How did DJ Khaled get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before Dr. Dre?
That's
Mm.
crazy.
You,
That-
you know, like
That I
how
can't
does that
figure it
even
out.
happen?
Yeah.
You know, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not knocking the guy. You know, I mean, a lot of people will argue with me about it. Okay, fine, but he's nowhere near Dr. Dre for that matter, in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
agree.
You know, so it makes no sense even for him to come out with what 10, 11 albums, and all of a sudden, you know, not one of them has been like the Chronic or the Chronic 2001.
Right.
Or even NWA for that matter, you know, not to mention Snoop Dogg and, you know, Kendrick Lamar and all these, you know, 50 Cent, Eminem. DJ
Mhm.
Khaled is nowhere near any of that. So it makes no sense to me at all. It
Yeah.
makes no sense to me at all.
You know,
You
from
know,
what I
so
heard today, what I heard today is TD Jakes was also involved with P Diddy.
They're saying
really,
there's rumors that I mean, and that
I don't know, allegedly, but I
Yeah.
wow,
they're
You
they're
know,
saying his name
it's
is in
just
the mix.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
even
I would hate to
Prince
think
Harry or
that
something. What is
No problem.
they
the
said that
Prince from England?
Prince Harry's name was mentioned, but they made it clear it wasn't mentioned in a way of being involved in any of the perversion and
Okay.
stuff. But there was just mention of his name in something.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm not
wow.
sure. That's just like you know, it's crazy because you can be having a conversation about somebody, and if your name was even mentioned, your name's going to be in a report, you know,
Yeah.
possibly, and that doesn't mean you took part in anything that they had done or
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to think you would have to defend yourself in some mess
Yeah.
like this.
Definitely.
But it happens. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's wild. And the thing
Oh yeah.
you had mentioned, like with Kim Porter passing, one of the mothers
Yes.
of P. Diddy's children, the mother of the twin
Yeah.
girls. She was a healthy 40-year-old woman, like
Yeah.
very healthy, model,
Yeah.
like, and to pass away of pneumonia just suddenly. And then
Yeah.
there was supposedly a report, allegedly, before that, that she was poisoned. And then that report
Yeah.
disappeared, as well as the person who put that
Wow.
report out. There's just so many.
Makes you think. It makes you think all that stuff. Yeah, I agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
what you said, Fred. Yep.
Huh, thank you. I mean, it's just. I mean, that's just how I see it. I kind of follow all that stuff sometimes, and really, I mean, that's part of what you know. Let's just say I don't spend all the time like trying to follow it. You know, it just that's what I'm into. So it pops up, and it's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just you know,
Yeah.
and it's been going
Right.
on for years.
Yeah.
This has been going on for years. This is nothing new. It's just coming to the surface now, to the internet and to the crowd, you know, to the people. But this has been happening since the early,
yeah.
I want to say early 2000s.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
Even back to the
Even before that,
even back to the Biggie Smalls thing, which I'll get into real quick, and then you know I'll let that be. One thing to mention too is a lot of people say about Biggie Smalls, you know, he was you know, he was eliminated in Hollywood and
Yeah.
on Fairfax, Wilshire and Fairfax, right? I actually been in that intersection, and the thing about it though, if you guys remember, the first time Tupac was shot in Quad Studios in New York City, right? There was what they call a black mafia, and this consisted of Jimmy Henchman, who's just another kingpin and got into the music business. He was actually the game's manager for a while, and so him and another guy named Haitian Jack. Haitian Jack was part of what happened in the R case with Tupac at the time with the female, you know, and P. Diddy belonged to this black mafia, Jimmy Henchman. Well, Henchman is now in prison because they found him that he's the one that orchestrated the hit on Tupac Shakur at the time, and he said he wanted to teach him a lesson or something to that effect, right? So again, this involves Diddy, and I believe that. I mean, looking at things now, I believe that Biggie wasn't aware of what Diddy was doing behind his back. And technically, Biggie took the fall over something that he was unaware of what was happening, unfortunately. And he was basically, Diddy had him sacrificed in a sense, you know, and he took the hit instead of, instead of Diddy. But I mean, again, it's all karma. It all comes back. I mean,
there's a lot of like crazy allegations and a lot of what.
You know what, Fred? Ever since I seen P. Diddy, and I didn't really follow him, but over the years I noticed how his intentions, and he was all about power. It was all about power to him, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And I said, and look what happens, man. You're gonna fall. I had somebody send me something from Skull and Bones. Have you ever heard of that group?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay, they sent me a thing, wanted me to sign it. It says you'll be rich until you have so much money, your health, everything. Sign it and do this and that, right? I said, man, are you kidding me? No, I don't think so, man.
No,
because that's crazy. That's you know, because eventually it'll catch up to you. It will. You're going to pay the price. You know, you can't hide under any rock. You can't. You can't.
No worldly like riches or material things is worth your salvation.
Right.
Not at all. I believe in that too. I believe that, and you know, if and I'll say it, a lot of people, it kind of goes over people's heads. If you really listen to the Tupac, the Machiavelli album, the 7-Day Theory, even the title itself, it's called the Don Illuminati.
Yeah.
That within itself is saying, and there's a lot of references, you know, to God and to spiritual things in on that record.
Yeah.
Was he saying something? I mean, he does mention Jay-Z on there. You know, he mentioned Nas, but Nas, they said that he was going to take that off because he had made this peace with them. So again, this has been a long time coming. This is nothing new, really. It's just getting exposed to the masses.
That's what they were saying on TV. It goes back decades, man. Decades.
Yeah, it goes back a long time.
I don't understand is like women that are coming out now, just like with what's his name? What's his name?
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. So you know, and I feel some kind of way about that because so how do I say this? They were involved. They all partied together. They all knew what they were doing. You know, my uncle used to go to these classy parties and he was telling me, man, there's bowls of Coke laying around everywhere. And people are just doing it up and partying. And so you guys can imagine. The thing is that I don't like how they're coming out and saying, oh, he did this to me. Yeah. It's like you were there. What, you know, you knew what was happening. Like, why were you should have left.
Yeah. No, that's a devil's advocate in a sense, no pun intended. As I've heard somebody else mention this, so it's not my words, don't shoot the messenger, you know. But somebody else had mentioned that what happens is, you know, at the time, they're all involved and everything like that, and everybody's pretty much is on the same page. Yeah. But what happens is some of them ended up being big superstars later on, and these people go back to regular life, and then all of a sudden now they find a way to try to get money from them or extort them because you know they didn't come back and pick them up. And you know, with all due respect, if it was a groupie, and they just, you know, you go about your business and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the unfortunate part, and that's the real fine line in where a real situation happens and something that something that shouldn't have happened. You know,
Right.
it was consensual at the time, but
Yeah.
then all of a sudden,
All of a sudden,
it wasn't consensual. You know, it's like, oh well, no, now, and I'll say it's a bad look on the male. You know, it's a bad look on the male sometimes, but sometimes it's. I think ever since Johnny Depp, people have been kind of really weighing out the pros and cons or the proof, in a sense.
Yeah.
I think that's also helpful because I think that's in that sense, Denise, I agree with you. I think that's unfair, to be honest with you. I think that's really unfair.
Yeah.
But you know, and I'm not condoning that, they cover it up and be like, well, she said it was fine, then there's really no proof. Okay, that's not saying that I condone it and that it's right, but are there some people that just out to make a fast buck? I believe that, yeah. I'll be honest. I think, yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
And this
Sure.
is just when you're young, a female. No, I'm not taking shots at any females or this and that, but
Yeah.
I've been at parties where I see these females, and they like to
Mhm.
party. They like
Yeah.
the drugs. They get involved, and so that's an easy prey for those rich people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what they were saying allegedly is there was stuff dropped in people's drinks and all that
Yeah.
other stuff. So to me, tell your kids and inform your kids, man. Never take a drink of an open container or whatever, all that other stuff. Keep your eye on your drink and
Yeah.
basically don't do drugs, man. But it's in the scene everywhere you go, and it's even worse now these days.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's very dangerous, man.
I mean,
Okay.
I was at parties,
So at house party 2, there's a lot of Coca-Cola. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bringing Coca-Cola.
So I want to make a point and just say this. I hate the word too, or the phrase, like you said, to play devil's advocate, but I'll just say to play Cholo Trucker's advocate, because he always used to say that and used to come at us with a different point of view.
Shout out to
But
Cholo
let's just
Trucker.
say this, let's look at it from this point of view as well.
Mhm.
Let's say a female does go to a party. Yeah, she's doing her thing. Say she likes to party. She's chopping it up and doing rails with these guys and
Yeah.
popping whatever and taking in this and that and the other. That doesn't mean she's giving them a right to go and do whatever they want to her if she passes out or if she's not coherent. That's not a green flag to say, hey, go have your way. And she went there because she wanted to party. She didn't go there because she was giving up her body to whatever pervert decided to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
There's girls that know and want to get involved and do stuff like that, and then there's girls that are just naive or dumb or not aware, and they get in a bad situation.
Yeah.
And they're traumatized for life. Not only girls, there's men that have got in those
situations.
situations.
Definitely.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Jen. You're absolutely right. Because there was a man that came up too, which he filed a lawsuit against certain people. Yeah. So it's just. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but Spanx caught me on that one, man.
Let's see.
I owe you one, Spanx.
Oh no,
I get that, sis, but too, like when I used to go to parties, I mean, I didn't dress like a little moochie and showing half my body. I went dressed the way I dressed, and I looked at those girls like, what the hell? Like, come on.
But even with that, sis, people will say these days, it doesn't matter. And I get what you're saying. I get it. I think to myself, like, man, I would have never worn that. But then I think, you know what? It didn't give them a right to do what they did.
No.
You're right, Jen. Yeah.
You're right. 100%.
And usually there's usually a friend that's gonna take care of the other friend. It's like typical, It's like typical if you know somebody, your friend, and your friend gets carried away or whatnot, there's always that one that's gonna watch out for that friend, or
Yeah.
go stand outside of the restroom, waiting, like I'm waiting for my friend to come out, kind of deal, So
Yeah.
but yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's not a it's not a green light. But here's my other thing too, though, and we're talking, now we're talking the '90s, at that era,
Yeah.
because in this era is a lot different. But I
Yeah.
will get into something though that I heard somebody speak on a Diddy party or something,
Mhm.
that the girls had their heads back with their mouth open, and they're throwing pills in their mouth, and then giving them champagne and stuff.
Yeah.
But my question to that is, where are the parents?
Yeah.
Did the parents say, oh, and I think here's a mistake too that I've stated before on my channel, my own channel, is like, okay, you know what? I mean, I don't care who it is.
Mhm.
It could be, let's just say a big name celebrity, and they said, hey, you know what? I want your daughter to come model for me or whatever like that. It's like, I am not trusting nobody,
Right.
be starstruck and be like, oh, it's just so and so. It's like, and I think that's a big flaw also that happened back then, that a lot of the people are not coming forward because now they have regret. They're grown women. They have regrets. They're starting to see what happened,
Yeah.
and it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate turn of events. That's the sad part. That's my opinion on that part.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in those days, I don't know I heard of the drug, but I never did it. I seen people on that drug, which is Molly, right?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
doesn't Molly stimulate your sexual senses and kind of like gets you aroused or something like that? I don't know, but when I seen some people do that, I noticed, and this was a male, and I mean males and females that were doing them, and I'm drug free. I don't do drugs, but I'm watching them,
Yeah.
and they're just real friendly with each other. I mean, they're really caressing each other and this and that. I'm like,
Yeah. I've heard. I mean, I haven't.
and back
haven't
then,
tried it, but yeah, I've heard that.
back then, and I think that drug was going around too. So it can really affect a person's decision on, you know what I'm saying, or just to go with it or whatever. And
It
it's
clouds
sad.
their vision.
Yeah, there you go.
Straight tasting,
You
like ecstasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's the same
That's
exact
what it
thing, but
is.
it is, right? It's similar.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
tried it, thank God, but I
Thank
have
God, yeah. Neither
read
have
about
I.
it, and I've heard from secondhand from people who have tried it, and they do say that allegedly this increases whatever part of your brain that feels pleasure. And I say that with caution because nowadays we all know that deadly drug starts with an F is mixed in everything.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
you might get
I
something
agree.
with
Yeah.
Molly or something else, and you might take a pill that will be the last thing you ever do in your life. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
That's just an unfortunate thing, though. I mean, I think it's a lot of consequences now that people are having regrets on that stuff. With everything. And again, we're in a whole new era now. It's a whole thing, and it goes back to, and again, back then, even to now.
yeah,
Anybody that does, for example, and I'm not trying to give it a bad name. I mean, I've been involved in this, as far as the rap music and stuff like that. But one thing I've always told the artists that I worked with, at least those that were close to me, I can't control everybody else. The thing is, sober, man. Stay sober. Why do you gotta do this? There's always a thing of, you bring the bottle of Hennessy, and you bring you bring the grass or whatever, you want to call it, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna take these pills and we're gonna do and it becomes a party, in a sense, if that's what you want to call it,
right, yeah,
and it's a stereotype because we look at these images on at least on MTV at the time, and we look at these artists wearing these certain clothes, and we don't understand that maybe they can function that way, but not everybody does. There's a lot of people that have passed due to doing that kind of stuff. We also don't understand that a lot of the clothes that these celebrities wear, they're getting paid or they get that free
Yes.
to advertise, and we're paying top dollar for the T-shirt with an iron on it and trying to look
Right.
fly. It's like, dude, like that's, it's just a whole different thing now. It's sad now.
Yeah.
The younger generations, it's tattoos on their face, and
Yeah.
doing all this stuff. It's the same thing, but it's just, I think it's even worse now.
Right.
Not to say that back then was any less. I mean, it's
No,
been
yeah.
bad all the way around. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
agree
about
with you. I agree with you,
Yeah.
Fred, man, 100%, man. I see that,
Thank you.
and it's kind of like crazy. You got to be careful and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I've mentioned this before, where I used to live in the barrio, right? And my mom's boyfriend, he passed away, but he would bring people to the pad and the backyard. I've seen a lot of ODs, and
Wow.
and to me back then it was fun. It was funny because me and my sisters would run back there and take the rings off there, because there was a lot of white people that would go in to the barrio,
Yeah.
But that was my okay. So what was I gonna say? Damn it. So back then I seen a lot of ODs. Okay, I'm saying like maybe at least 50, at least. Nobody ever died, thank God.
Yeah.
But now it seems that we're hearing friends, their kids like, what? Fentanyl. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That
Keep
word.
going, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, man. We lost Jen. So I'm hearing a lot of that now, and trust me, it's hit over 50.
Yeah.
At least,
Yeah.
somebody's kid or somebody that I know, and this person, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like two brothers, I'm gonna say, in 1 month.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. And you know what? It's getting to the point where you see a lot of these. And you know what? I don't mean to start. Go into a whole different realm here.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna push an issue or nothing like that. But I will say this: that it says the dead will again walk the earth, right? We've heard that before, right? So I tend to believe that some of these people on this drug are pretty much of the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You got, and I've seen, even out here in Salinas, I've seen them. They're hunched over.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
hunched over,
They're
walking
folded,
around like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're folded, and it's like, what the heck? Like, and you think they're gonna get up, but they're walking around like that because of the drug.
Yeah.
And it's getting to that point where I think that we're not taking it. We took it literally to say the dead will walk the earth, they'll come back, and we believe that our loved ones or whatever it is, But I think we're seeing it now.
Yeah.
We're starting to see it now, and we just tend to kind of disregard it and think it's a whole, well, that's not what it is. I mean,
don't they have those
Excuse me?
shelters out there where they can go get needles and stuff like that?
not that I know, but I know they were pushing that.
Yeah.
I think
they
they
were
have them
pushing
out in San Francisco, I think.
More
And
so
in
in
LA, I think they're
Mexico,
working
yeah.
on those.
The bigger
But
cities.
you know
have-
what? But okay, I look at back when I was a kid, I used to be a heavy drug user. I did every drug you could think of, right?
Yeah.
And it was like kind of fun. But you know what? You see people do things, and some get a little folded here and there, but not like these days now when they're living on the streets and they're just folded, and that's all they live for.
It's different.
I never seen it so bad. And I watched the thing. I think it's Philadelphia, out there in Philadelphia place, and
Yes.
and it's sad, man, to see that. But you know what? When I watch as a guy walks through there, and I look and see a vehicle, that vehicle's probably responsible and sitting there, a nice vehicle, and handing out the stuff, or selling the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy,
We
man.
still have the drug dealers.
No, yeah.
Big Stomps, what he's saying right now is what's the root of Okay,
Yeah, I'm
but-
writing that down right now because that's going to be a topic we'll cover. That's a good,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is
It's pharmaceutical
And
though. It's all pharmaceutical. How
yeah,
else? I mean, not only that.
it's a
Yeah.
huge part of it. That's
Yeah, it's a huge part
Yeah.
of it. But
um,
we all know.
Absolutely.
and it's getting to the point where the it's getting to the point where the drug is getting stronger and stronger and stronger to where these people are just falling right over after this. It's like, how much stronger do you want? If that's your preference, Of course, fortunately, I've never been a drug user for that matter. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say I'm innocent, but it's not like I never abused it. I don't abuse alcohol. Nothing, that's not my thing.
That's good, man.
And
That's
I'm not,
good.
everybody else is, oh no. I'm just saying that I'm seeing it get worse. Because even cannabis, for that matter, it's not like what it was back in the day. Now it's a one hitter quitter, and like Jesus, everything's enhanced,
Yeah.
and it's going to be where people. It's no longer enough. You want more. So when is it enough?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
You know
just
what?
my
And,
thought
and,
on
and
how.
it's funny because my mom, I was telling her the other day, like, man, how was that back then when she didn't do drugs, she didn't smoke, she don't drink, but she was involved with men that did like reds and whites and whatever she was telling me, right? And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
She goes, now, but it's not the same. It's not the same as
No.
today. I go, no, I'm telling
No,
you.
it's not.
no,
I
it's
know.
No, yeah. People aren't satisfied with just a beer with 5% alcohol, and I was like, "Oh, get the 80 proof." It's like,
Like,
really, like, really that bad? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just,
yeah.
you don't even want to social drink no more, just to kind of chill, and
Right.
no, you want to get to the point quick. It's like, man, it's just,
They just
Yeah.
want to black out. Yeah.
yeah, it's just, yeah, that's not cool. That's not
Right.
cool. That's how I tend to see things.
Yep, I agree with you, man.
The one thing
100%
too that
right
we
there.
got to
Man.
keep in mind and be cautious of. It's been over a year that there was a lady I spoke with, an interview I did with a mother, Lisa. She's from Hollister. You know that area, Fred, right? It's not too far from us. Hollister, California. And
Yeah.
I spoke with a mother and interviewed her, and she lost her only son, her only child,
oh man.
to one pill, which
Man,
he
that's
thought was Xanax, and a friend
Wow.
Wow.
took him out,
Hmm.
and she lost her
Oh,
only
yeah.
child. Just his other two friends also took one of the same, what they thought was the same, batch of pills.
Yeah.
But whatever he got was a lethal dose of that
Yeah, yeah.
drug that's
Wow.
taking lives. And
Just the F should make anybody say, I'm staying away now. I'm sobering up, man.
You would
Yeah,
think,
should be,
but trust me, I have family members, and it's sad because you would think that they would, stop here, because hearing, you think they would stop, and they don't.
Yeah.
It's
No,
very sad.
it's like,
Oh, yeah, no.
it's so vicious though. Like,
Yeah.
now I don't think that was the case with her son. I think that was like just young kids like, okay, I'm gonna take one, you take one, you take one, let's just chill.
Yeah.
But the people who are actually addicted, let's say maybe the people who started out with a major injury, and big pharma started over prescribing to them over the years, and then they started cutting back when all the pain management stuff went sideways, and
Yeah.
they found other ways to get things. And I've seen that in people that I know in everyday life, and their lives have changed, and they have become zombies because they're searching for a way to relieve a true physical pain, but they've been pushed to explore how to get that in the streets, and it is not
Wow.
medical grade medication that there's
That's
Crazy.
that's the sad part, because I know like 2 or 3 people youngsters that took a pill and that was it, done.
Yeah.
Passed
one
away.
and done.
Oh, yeah, it happens, fast, within seconds, if that's the case.
Yes.
And then not only that, it starts to eat their flesh.
Yes.
to where they're rotting away. It's really a zombie thing, and a lot of people don't. I think it was in Philadelphia where people were just,
yeah. Who
it's
was
just
that
like the
here?
Walking Dead,
Yeah,
Yes.
Strange
you know?
Days. I think here we go. Strange Days. What was it? Kingston or Kensington? I think might have been.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
place.
It's just like the Walking Dead there, man. It's just
Yeah.
bad,
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Definitely
it's
is. But
not
we
a
should.
good
I
thing,
mean, that's a whole other segment. We could probably do a whole show just based on that. But
No,
since
yeah.
we're getting closer to our timeline, I wanted to touch
Mhm.
on this, and we will get back to this topic one day and
Mhm.
expound more on it. But did you guys happen to catch that? I believe it was UFC, that fight last week where one of the fighters lost basically because he bit the other fighter.
Wow.
He
Okay.
was denying it. Did you see that? He was like denying it. They said,
see
yeah,
it?
you did.
Yeah.
You
Okay, so let me
did.
just read this.
Was it Mike Tyson Jr.?
It wasn't. They were both from Brazil. It says bite of the night. UFC fighter Igor Servino disqualified for biting his opponent Andre Lima. A view of the bite mark on the arm of Andre Lima left by Igor Servino. Now I have a picture
Wow.
here, so trigger warning. Don't be
That's crazy.
scared. It's a bite mark. But I wanted you guys to see because at first, like Denise said, the fighter who did the biting, he was like, no, I didn't. He was
Yeah, he was denying it. He was like, no. They're like, yeah, you did.
right. So finally, what do you call him? It's not called the ref, right? It's called I don't know the proper name for the guy in the ring. But basically, he examined the fighter and he's like, no, you did it. You bit him. So check this out. Not only did he get bit, he went and got the bite tattooed on him.
No way.
And check it out. So
What does it say?
I got effing bit.
Bit bonus.
Bit.
Now let me tell you why. So Dana White, when he realized how severe the bite really was, he's like, I'm gonna give him at first he goes, I'm gonna give him like a $25,000 bonus for being bit. Damn. Then when he saw how severe it was, he upped the bonus to $50,000. So that's when this fighter was like, well, dang, for $50,000, I'm gonna get this tatted. Yeah, I gotta go make the most of it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy, guys.
Wow. Wow.
And it was it was, I think it was like in the second, it wasn't that far into the fight, and I was just shocked that he did that because I didn't feel like he was really losing or anything, but for him to go that far and he was like digging his head under his arm, getting that carne right under, that tender spot. Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe did he have him in a choke, kind of like where he can get out, like
no, it's like he was pushing you'll have to try to, I'm sure you can look it up on
yeah, that's crazy, man.
He was going for it.
So his adrenaline was so high that he was denying it. He was like, no, I did not. Like,
he's like, no.
Hey, put it on rewind.
Yeah, and then when that guy held his arm up and he goes, look, you could hear everybody, like the judges, everybody, the announcers were like, oh, like they gasped. It was so noticeable,
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Now he's got it tatted the rest of his life.
Right?
That's weird.
Hey, 50 G's. I mean, you do your thing, whatever,
Hey, biting on this arm for 50 G's more.
Right?
More than what the purse was worth, or the the money.
For real, I might take a bite for that. 50 G's. But let's talk about real quick, like a real fight coming up. Now let me throw this up here, and I'll definitely check that out.
I seen that. Who's that guy there?
Okay, so this is Yard Recall with Buzz versus Cholo Trucker, and this fight is coming up in April, you guys.
Talk about filters. She,
If that's not Cholo Trucker, who is that?
yeah.
This is
Hey,
an
that looks
app.
like Sea Dog.
That's him in his that's him in his late 50s.
That's
Right.
an app that's used to make it like a editorial type app they use. I have
Yeah.
that one too. But yeah, so let me see.
Yeah.
I've got some of the
Hey,
info written down.
Shout
And
out to
then,
Chicano too for that.
yeah, shout
Shout
out
Hey,
to
so he's
Shout out
coming
to
out of
everybody.
retirement then, huh?
Yeah, so
Oh,
check it
yeah.
out. So for the middleweight title, 160 pounds, 5 rounds, 3 minutes, no headgear,
Oh,
like a
no.
pro boxing match. These are real fights. Lots of SoCal YouTubers are coming for Cholo.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna definitely.
Hey, I thought Cholo Trucker didn't have no beef with nobody, man. What's up, man? And all of a sudden, like,
Hey,
bam.
what's up? Right? Like this is
Wow.
this will be good.
Let's
Yeah.
go, Cholo Trucker.
It's
Yeah,
just
Go
more
Team
of a
Cholo.
competitive thing, right? That's more of a competitive kind of
Yeah.
thing. They chose to want.
yeah. That's all it was. Well, I don't know the other gentleman personally, but I think he does
Yeah.
have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's a Yard Recall with Buzz. So they must have I don't know who
Yeah.
called who out or if they set it up, but anyways, it's going down in April. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
April 27th.
so
April
wow.
27th, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then you know what, man? And I'll say it that Cholo Trucker. That's my homeboy, man. That's just. Hey, I gotta stay Cholo Trucker, Team Cholo Trucker on my end.
That's
All
right.
right.
Hey, you got my support,
He's a good
Cholo.
guy.
That's right.
I think that's
No,
I
yeah,
think we're a little biased right here, but yeah, all the way.
yeah. So
So I can't wait
he's
to see
actually the one that kind of got me to come onto YouTube as well. So
Yeah.
hey, that's the thing.
I used
So
to
I
see
got
you
to
on
keep
movies with them, doing movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing movies with him.
yeah.
No, definitely.
Most
We gotta get
definitely.
back on it when he comes back after next week, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, he's 40 days, right? 40 days he's
Yeah.
off.
Let
Yeah.
me throw it up there again. Here, Gilbert. Here's the and you can check it out. All the info will be on Chicano Tube's YouTube channel. Go to
Mhm.
his community section. But here is the poster, his official poster.
Mhm.
But he'll have all the information over there, so you can check out the fight.
Can't wait.
I think the comments are blocking the dates down there. But what did you say it was, Fred? April.
April 27th, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe Buzz Yard Recall is out of Stockton. So
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
He's
what
up
I heard too.
more north than us.
Okay.
Yeah. And respect to both of them, I mean,
Yes,
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
respect to both of them, respectfully, and shout out again to Chicano Tube and Mrs.
Mike,
Chicano
yeah.
Tube and everybody.
Very professional. It's a
Oh no, yeah,
good time. Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
So that'll be interesting, guys.
Yeah, I'll be that day. My daughter's getting married that day, so I have to suit up and give her away that day.
Nice.
Oh, okay, that's the same day.
27th of April.
Aw, well, that's a blessed day then.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah.
a good day
So
then.
that's where I'd be.
Well, my daughter just had her 7th anniversary yesterday.
All right. Congratulations, man. Yep.
That's
Yep.
beautiful. Well, I guess I can tell this
Yeah.
piece of information. I mean, yeah, I can tell it now. So, my daughter is engaged, and
Wow.
shout out to my. I already call him my son-in-law. Every time he buys her something, he buys me something. So this is a very not just because of that. Like he's a wonderful young man.
Right on.
But let me tell you what this young man did without going into too much detail. Just to be able to, he knows how much her father meant to her. So he planned out an event where he basically took her to a picnic where her father is buried and decorated the area, set it up for a picnic, and asked her for her hand in marriage right there.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
where Pops was, right? Out of respect
Yeah.
that. Hey, that's
Still.
pretty deep right there. You know.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you know.
Calm son.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations on that, Jen, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
prayers and everything.
Right?
Long lasting marriage, man. Long lasting.
Amen. Amen to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that he went and he asked her Nana and Tata ahead of time. So he's really gone out of his way to include the whole family. So believe me, it's gonna be a big she's got like
Nice.
46 cousins just on that side.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, Jen.
Oh,
Congratulations.
yeah. Congratulations. Seriously.
Thank you.
For real,
It's a
yeah.
blessing.
Wow.
And your daughter too, House. I mean, it must be the season of love right now. 'Cause
Right.
No,
There's
it's not,
nothing wrong
Jen.
with love, man.
No,
Nothing wrong with
I
love.
know I feel you, but hey, let's let our
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
kids into us, right?
No, it is. It is. It is. I'll
Right.
put it like that. No, yeah, it is.
You know, we always
But,
pray for that. We always pray for that guy, that mighty man of the Lord, you know, and
Amen.
God answers, you know, he answers our prayers. And congrats to both of you guys. I know that, you know,
Mhm.
they're going to be good husbands to your
no,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
Yes, that's right.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Most definitely. So let's see, what do we got going on this next week? House, I know you got your morning glory tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow morning glory, 7:30 a.m. You know, come up, wake up to some Jesus Christ and some love and good
Mhm.
things, good vibes, good words. You know,
Yes, on Jesus Christ, beans and rice, get your day started.
with
Yeah.
Sister Monica. That's right. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, and we're doing our thing on Saturdays. We with Strange Days, Big D and Crust as
That's
well.
right,
You know,
brother.
Saturday mornings. Anybody want to tap in at 11? We're gonna go on
Okay.
11. I was running late last. Busy,
right.
man. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Did
caught
you
the
guys
end of that.
come up with a name for your show?
No, we
yet?
haven't picked out a name. We'll see. Maybe next time we'll pick out a name
Yeah.
and
If you
stuff.
guys
You
have
know?
any suggestions, maybe drop
Yeah.
them over there on House's channel.
Yeah. Strange
Yeah.
Days got a good Wi-Fi now, so he's not coming in
Yeah.
broken up, you know, and stuff like that, which is great, you know.
Right on.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And what about you, Fred? What do you got going on this next week? Anything going on in your channel or just life? What's up? Fred?
Me?
Yeah, for you, Fred.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, I have a couple of podcasts already pre-done and stuff, and I'm gonna release one, a real more serious, touchy one. I may
Okay.
go in and start doing the P Diddy stuff, as it goes along or whatnot. But no, I got that stuff going on, and again, right now I'm really busy with a lot of little personal things, so I still find my ways into keep everything going, keep everything moving and stuff. And I think, it's subject to change, okay? But for you Doors fans, the Doors, um, April 5th, I plan to release the podcast with my nephew and I, and we talk about the Doors, how we were inspired from the music,
Love
when
the
we thought of the
Doors.
movie, yeah, and what how we when we met the band member, excuse me, two of the band members,
Yeah.
Ray Manzarek, who's since passed away, and we met the drummer John Densmore.
All
We have
right.
yet to meet Robbie Krieger. Hopefully that happens at some point. But yeah, so that's going to be, I believe April 5th is where I plan to release that. That's a
Okay.
Friday.
All right.
So those of you Doors fans, I mean, I invite you guys to go check it out. I mean, that, and one important thing that I did tell my nephew at the time when we met, Ray Manzarek, was, I said, this is the closest we're going to get to Jim Morrison in his lifetime, dude. So it's, if you're a Doors fan, I invite you guys over to check it out, man. That's really it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You guys, if you're not subscribed already to Fred's channel, I do have him linked in the description of this live. So
Thank you.
make sure you go subscribe because
No, thank you.
he got you on all that good
Mhm.
music and movies and
Yeah,
lots
that's
of
right.
other stuff, and
Oh,
especially
no, yeah, thank you.
Definitely.
you.
What do you have going on this week, Denise? Anything we need to know about, sis?
Well, it's Easter weekend, right?
Oh, that's right, you guys.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
It's Easter
My
weekend.
mom wants to go to the park, and she wants all her kids at the park. And I believe I had to drop some news on her that it's going to rain the day before.
Oh,
It might rain that day too. So she's kind of bummed out, but I guess she wants to go sit on the wet grass. So
oh.
we'll be going to the farm. Other than that, that's
Just
it. There's a couple
huh?
of shows around town, and
Okay.
see about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Most
That's right.
definitely. Well, yeah, with it being Easter weekend, I mean, I'm going to be doing what I do, a whole lot of cooking and just keep the family traditions going, you know? It seems
That's
like
right, Jen. That's right.
my,
Yep.
my elders are getting fewer and fewer, so it's me. So I'm
Hold
going
it down, Jen. Hold it down.
I got to hold it down, you know? And
Even though my girls are in their 30s, I still make them baskets, Easter baskets.
I do the same. Yeah, I do the same. So definitely that's what'll be going down around here. A whole lot of cooking and a whole lot of being appreciative for what the meaning behind our Easter Sunday or Easter really is. So
No,
I
yeah,
just
definitely.
What do you say?
want to make that. Joe said,
I don't talk crap on the Rams. I got a whole family.
okay, that's right. She doesn't do that with the Rams.
I'm just talking shit on the Gators.
That's right. Dinner, Telly, that's good. I know. It is nice. So I just want to thank you guys all for being here in the comments, as well as my co-host here and guest co-host, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And nice meeting you, Fred, again, man. Check out your channel there, Fred.
Yeah, you guys.
Thank you.
And everyone
I will say,
guys.
Excuse me?
And everyone in the chat too. Thank you to everyone that joined
I
us.
will leave off with one thing, going back to the P. Diddy thing. I will close it off with this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, of that group, that elite group.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something to think about, and this would be my ending statement on that. What's that movie, The Usual Suspects? The line that he says the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making people believe he didn't exist.
Yeah.
Right.
I never seen that movie.
Oh, you got to see it, bro. It's a good one. So I leave you guys with this. As far as the whole P. Diddy thing in that elite group, is Kanye West really crazy, or was he telling the truth? We'll leave it at that. That's something to think about. That's something to
ponder. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and I got a podcast about that too coming. So, anyways, it's not a shameless plug. I'm just leaving it out there because I want people to really think and start seeing for what it is.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'll leave it at that.
Definitely. Okay, we'll check it out. So much love to everyone in the chat too. Crust.
Thank you, everybody. Joe, Spanks, Gilbert, Pearl.
Hey, love and respect everybody.
Rusted, Raider Rich, Leo, Big Stomps.
Leo,
everybody. Mando Castillo, Bird. We got Nay Love.
That's right.
Les Carson, Strange Days. And Strange Days says at House Party 2, there's going to be old duels. Is that what he said?
Ooh, okay. So that's right. We're covered. And shout out to everyone that dropped the super chats as well. Big Stomps.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Big D.
Everybody that tapped in. Make sure you join us next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All new topics, and you guys never know what you might learn, or you never know what. Pearl, thank you. Look at Pearl on us.
Thank you, Pearl.
All right,
Steelers.
Much love. We will see you guys soon.
All right, thanks, sis.
God bless everybody.
Love you guys. Buenas noches. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.